This is Mayor Ron Anders coming to you on May the 8th with a COVID-19 update. Today, Governor Kay Ivey announced an amendment to the Safer at Home Health Order from April the 28th. There are a number of things that she made some changes on, and we wanted to speak to you related to those. Number one, non-work gatherings used to be limited to up to 10 people. And today you're allowed to be in groups of larger than 10 people, but you have to keep 6 feet between yourself and people not from your same household. Restaurants, bars, and breweries may now open, but they have limited table seating and they must maintain 6 feet between each and every table. And these businesses also have additional sanitation rules and guidelines. Athletic facilities such as fitness centers and gyms now can be open, but social distancing and sanitation rules and guidelines must be followed, and they cannot have an occupancy over 50% of what they are allowed. And close contact service providers such as barbershops and hair salons and nail salons and etc. can now be opened, but they must follow social distancing and sanitation rules for their customers, and certainly their employees have certain guidelines that they must follow as well. It's interesting when you look at her order today that the recommendations for individuals is still the number one area of her order. And I want to remind you that those are still important. So please, if there's no reason for you to be outside your home, don't go anywhere. And if you do go somewhere, wear a mask if you're going to be in a mixed company in public. Wherever you go, please practice social distancing and keep 6 feet between yourself and whoever else you're around if they're from a non-household member. Please keep 6 feet between yourself and anyone else you might come into contact with that is not from your household. Wash your hands frequently and often and thoroughly. Make sure you keep your hands from your face. It's so important that we do not give up on these personal responsibilities now that we're allowed to go to a few more places. So please keep that in mind. Make sure that those people that are vulnerable, that when you come into contact with those people, that you are keeping their safety paramount in your relationship and your contact with them. Do not endanger others because you're not thinking about what's in their best interest. Auburn, we have done a great job. Our numbers at East Alabama Medical Center have been trending down now for a week. It's important that you continue with the same practices that you have done over the last 60 days so we can keep that trend going down. There is certainly concern that because we're going to be out and about, because people in our community are going to be gathering again and going places again, that the numbers of infections are going to rise. If that happens and occurs, then we have to expect that we'll go back to the rules and restrictions that we've been living with over the last couple of months. So it's very important that these liberties that have been given to us now and these opportunities that we now have to go enjoy the things that we used to do, that we stay very mindful of those things that we need to do, such as keeping social distancing in place, not traveling outside our home unless we need to, wearing a mask when you're in public, and keeping our hands washed as often as possible. I think we can do both, Auburn. I think we can regain some of our liberties, and I think we can keep everybody safe. So let's do that starting Monday, May the 11th, when this new order goes into place from Governor Kay Ivey. Thank you. This is Ron Anders, and have a good weekend.